That's fine.
No, pero yo, no. Ay,
Mhm.
gente sana de madre.
Yes. 2, 3, 4, yeah, we got a quorum. Ready when you are. Okay, we're ready to start. Welcome to the City of West Miami Planning and Zoning Board meeting of July 11th, 2019. Present are Gilberto Gonzalez.
Here.
Eugenio Gonzalez.
Here.
Diana Rio.
Yes.
Myself, Joe Paz, also present is Juan Pena, Planning and Zoning Director, and Jose Villalobos, City Attorney.
All we testify, will you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I do solemnly swear to tell the truth and all the truth. So help me God.
I do. Just for the record, Mr. Laurido is out getting medical attention, so he'll be out tonight.
Forgot to mention that.
And Mr. Rojas was notified, but I don't know if he'll show up. Old business on your agenda tonight is the approval of the minutes from the meeting of April 23rd, 2019.
Make a motion to approve?
I second the motion.
Okay, on the motion, Eugenio Gonzalez?
Yes?
Gilberto Gonzalez?
Yes.
Diana Rio?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay, next item on your agenda tonight is a public hearing. Public hearing agenda item number 1. Property address is 14XX Southwest 66th Avenue. This is regarding a tentative plat, MGB at Sunset LLC, P.O. Box 557947, Miami, Florida 33255. Applicant is requests a tentative plat for the development of the property at 14XX 66th Avenue, West Miami, Florida. A tentative plat for the development of a duplex, and the applicant is requesting to divide the lot into 2 parcels. Therefore, the construction of 2 new duplex on the parcels. Applicant is required to dedicate land for right-of-way and meet concurrency with all utilities and roadways. For the applicant, Mr.
For the record, this check is a check payable to the city of West Miami in the amount of $250 and represents the lobbyist registration. Okay?
Or Mrs.
So there's no misunderstanding.
Thank you, Mr. Villalobos.
Mr. Simon Farrell for the applicant.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Simon Ferro, offices at 2525 Ponce de Leon Boulevard. I represent the applicant. This property actually was closed this afternoon, so the applicant actually has changed as of this afternoon. The new owner of the property is Elite Homes 14XX Corp. That is the new property owner as of this afternoon. We've read the recommendation. We agree with the recommendation and with the terms and conditions of the Planning and Zoning Director. I believe there's one condition and one issue that we also need to discuss, or at least disclose today. There is a need for a variance of frontage requirements for these 2 lots. And there is a condition that, if approved, we will submit for a variance and request that variance. The minimum frontage for an R2 lot is 60 feet. This property has a total frontage of 106 feet. So the proposal is to subdivide this lot into 2 equal lots with a frontage of 53 feet by 117. So we will meet the size requirement in terms of square footage. We meet the depth requirements. We just don't meet the frontage requirements. And we believe we have a very good case and argument for the frontage variance, which we will be submitting shortly after this application is reviewed by you and hopefully recommended for approval. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Just for the record, the property, the square footage actually exceeds by 221.5 square feet.
Okay. So, just to be clear, Mr. Pena, today we're just hearing the plat.
The tentative plat,
That's it, not the homes or,
that's correct.
so this is really just for looks today, right?
Yes.
Okay, just to be clear. I had a question regarding the right-of-way. What portions, or is 14th Street going to eventually be opened, or?
14th Street, it will never be open to the rest of the city. That's there's a home on the 14th Street and 65th that prevents that. What is being widened is Southwest 66th Avenue to match all of our existing streets that are 50-foot right-of-ways. And they will have to relocate structures and provide additional utilities that are required in order to develop the homes there. So it will look like a 50-foot right-of-way, but it will dead end at Southwest 14th Street. Yeah, obviously, there's a little turnoff between the apartments there, Windsor House to the south and Ludlam Plaza to the north, and that will still exit out through there, but it'll be still one lane.
Okay. Any comments from the board? And it was approved at one time for 3 homes there.
That's correct. In the history, I believe it was 2007, something like that, where the previous owner had the approval for 3 homes on the 2 lots that are there. It wasn't just on the 1 lot. He at one time had the most northern lot by 14th Street and this lot. And that was where the 3 homes, the 3 parcels were actually, a waiver of plat was allowed at that point. However, when he went to the county, he presented it but never completed it, and that fell through.
Okay. Any comments from the board? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. It is 7:38 PM for the record. If any members from the public wish to speak, please approach the podium.
For the record, we notified 500 radius feet, certified mail to each homeowner.
Okay, nobody, no members from the public have chosen to speak up, so I'll be closing the public hearing at this time. Comments?
Yeah, I've got a comment. There's a door for looks like an efficiency in the front.
Ooh, but we're not looking at that.
We're not looking at that?
No, sir.
No.
Oh, okay,
That's just what's proposed for the property once it's allowed to go through the tentative plat process.
okay.
And I'm assuming Mr. Pena and our city attorney's there and allowed us to proceed, so the fact that the property change ownership is irrelevant, right, at this point, for us?
Correct. They actually had the application was signed by the previous owner to permit it. Today, the present owner of the new corporation is out in the audience, and he's now the owner of the lot.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
On the actual, property, and maybe I'm misreading this. I'm looking at the west side of the property, which would be the front. I assume the front setback. The property line has I'm not sure where the property line is. Because as I can see it on the survey, it shows the property line lining up with I guess the lot right south of it. But in here, you're counting as the front, you're counting 45'7", so you're adding 25 feet plus 20-foot 7. But my question is, where is that property line?
The new property line, once the right-of-way is completely dedicated, will be 25 feet from the center line of Southwest 66th Avenue.
Ms. Rios, for the record, looking at the plans that were submitted.
I'm just looking at the site plan.
At the
at
site
the-
plan,
Yeah.
in case you want to follow along.
Okay, but if
I
you
mean,
want,
you can see it there.
you also have the
Okay,
tentative plat.
So over here in the location map,
Right.
this subject property that I'm looking at is going to eventually grow west, those 25 feet?
No, that's where, it's gonna go from from the center of the road, 25 feet to the east, that's their new property line.
It's going to shrink by 25 feet. On the site plan that you're looking at, where it says property lines per deed,
Yeah,
okay, that will shrink by 25 feet. Because that will be dedicated right-of-way for the roadway.
okay, so then the front setback
Is
would
where-
be 20-foot 7, not 45-7. You see the little zoning legend right below the site plan? Right here. So you see, no, I'm confused, that's what I wanna know. The front setbacks
That's correct.
required is
As is-
25, so,
Well, that's as is stipulated there at the present time. Obviously, when we go to approve the development of the homes, that will need to come back an additional 5
so
feet.
that would be either as a variance or
As an-
okay, it's clear now, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Rio. That was, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. Any further comments from the board? Any motions?
Make a motion to approve with the conditions stipulated by staff and the staff report?
I second.
On the motion, Eugenio Gonzalez.
Yes.
Gilberto Gonzalez.
Yes.
Diana Rio.
Yes.
And I vote yes. It's been approved.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank you,
evening.
sir.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Next item on your agenda is public hearing agenda item number 2, property address 6480 Southwest 8th Street. This is a special use permit for Frank's Fresh Fruit Mini Market with the owner Abreu 2 LLC. His address is 6468 Southwest 8th Street, West Miami, Florida 33144. The applicant is requesting a special use permit for the property, which is Zone C Commercial, and the applicant is requesting to renovate the existing building to allow the produce market with seating along the perimeter. Applicant will redevelop the property to proposed mini market. This is also a public hearing.
Public hearing?
Your name and address for the record, sir.
Radamez Batista, 7171 Coral Way, Suite 400, Miami, Florida.
I'm sorry, your last name again, Batista?
Batista. Radamez.
And if I could get your card before you leave?
Certainly.
That's fine, well, before you leave. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
On this request, obviously, it's for a special use permit on the existing property. Frank's Fresh Market has another store, they've been in business. This is presently, it was a former restaurant. And what we'd like to do is obtain a special permit for a produce market to allow for seating along the sides of the perimeter of this property.
Just for the record, there's a staff recommendation on this also. As the attorney stated, it was, used to be a seafood restaurant, which is presently closed, and part of the application for the renovation of the market will be to open up those exterior walls from what you can see on the plans. And on the last page, if you look at it, you'll see what it'll eventually look like, with the overhang that's being redesigned to surround the perimeter of the of the fruit stand, with the ability of chairs and tables for people to sit down or shop, whichever their pleasure. We have conditions and recommendations. If they're okay with it, then we have no objections to the application. I don't know if you have a copy of it. If you
Do not.
wish. Just for the record, the owner of the property, Mr. Abreu, is in the audience, and so is Frank with Frank's Fresh Mini Mart.
I had a few questions. Like one, how is the business, how do you plan on closing it up? Because I'm assuming it's gonna be like wide open, right? So you have to have some kind of shutter or storefront glass.
You want to explain it, Frank?
Um,
No. Come to the
Tiene
podium,
que
please.
venir para aquí adelante.
We have a language barrier over here.
That's okay, he can
Okay,
tell
you
you
can
and you can
trans-
tell us. Usted dígaselo al abogado y no lo repite.
Lo que vamos a hacer es con el toldo para afuera para que se vea de la calle y lo vamos a cerrar por todo el borde del toldo con una cortina de acordeón.
He's gonna have a canopy or a tarp that extends. ¿Y alrededor de cómo te lo va a cerrar?
Con un acordeón por fuera, una cortina de huracán.
Accordions.
And then he's gonna enclose the outside fixture with an accordion fixture.
okay.
Okay.
So pretty much like a Palacio Jugo type
Same,
business.
same,
Correct.
same
It's along the
concept.
same lines.
Will there be beer and alcohol sales?
No, ustedes no tienen licencia de alcohol, ¿no?
Allí sí hay.
No, pero ustedes como Franks,
No, pero estamos cogiendo lo de Abreu, lo de la paella. Lo de restaurante pescado lo estamos cogiendo con nosotros también.
Would you
okay.
translate, please?
Okay.
We need a record.
Yeah.
He's going to be transferring, or he's going to be attempting to transfer all the current licenses at the existing property, and part of that might be the beer. I am not certain which particular licenses are
Right,
currently
beer,
exist.
wine.
But the beer and wine, obviously, if they could be transferred, he would prefer, since he's going to have an establishment.
And he's also going to be doing the cooking.
Correct.
Okay, I was just curious. I like to have a beer, and my wife likes to have a glass of wine every once in a while. So just out of curiosity, the proposed canopy, would that be a fabric or like an aluminum type, more permanent looking structure?
Esa tapa va a ser de aluminio, va a ser como de un telón.
No, un toldo.
Un toldo.
It's canvas, yes.
It's going to be a
Canvas.
canvas.
Similar to what's there now, but he's enlarging it to cover the areas that are in brick pavers. There are also like the entrance feature that it used to have, they're demolishing that. And he actually showed me pictures from the 1960s when it was actually without all this stuff that's on there, and it actually looked very nice.
Similar to what they're proposing now?
Similar to what they were
Really?
proposing.
Ah. I thought some of that stuff was historic. You should save some of the cladding, the sign, you know, if you can, of the Covadonga. That thing's been there for ages.
Mr. Abreu will be keeping some of the artifacts that are in the restaurant. He's got a big Key West home he wants to decorate with it.
Cool.
So this restaurant will now be not air conditioned.
No aire acondicionado.
No, solo en la cocina.
Just in the kitchen.
Just in the kitchen. It would be an open, vented area.
Ventilador.
And the table arrangements, the tables and chairs, how is that going to be arranged?
Así, ¿tienen un dibujo? ¿Tú pusieron un dibujo ahí o
Ahí
no
en
la
el
puso?
dibujo, pero no se ve bien. La mesa, la fruta va a estar en el medio y las mesas del sentarse por el borde afuera.
Okay, the produce is gonna be in the center, and then the tables would be around the edge or the outer edge. He said
Is there
that
a drawing that you can provide?
There was a drawing that,
or-
he said they couldn't see, you might not be able to see very well. I don't have a copy with me of it.
Your last page shows
was handed
an
over.
artist sketch of the tables out under the awning.
But that's a very crude sketch. I don't feel comfortable even making any type of recommendation or comment unless I see something a little bit more detailed as to how many seats, how many tables, where exactly are they going to be located, a little bit more detail on that enclosure. It seems like you're keeping a low wall on that rendering, a low wall, and then the accordion on top. It's not very clear to me, so I feel I need to see a little bit more, better detail on these drawings than these drawings.
I will, go ahead, translate that. Go ahead, sir.
It's been done, translated.
Okay, as far as Ms. Rio, that's a good point you bring up. You always bring really good points. As far as the distribution of the chairs and all that, it is part of the conditions that they would provide the city layout of the interior space. And they have to abide by Dade County ordinance fire regarding occupancy. The other points, I kind of, I happen to like raw bars and, you know, fruit stands, if you will, and organic produce places, farmers markets.
Yeah.
And we don't really, we have some close by, but none in the city of West Miami.
Correct. From our discussions in previous meetings that I had with them, which, that low wall that you see, that's not a low wall. Those are the actual bins that are being constructed for the fruits to be laid in. That's not a wall. That's,
Yeah.
those are the actual bins that will hold the fruit.
It's
And-
wide open, wide open.
And the columns are recessed back approximately about 5-10 feet for pedestrian travel.
And then how are the accordions going to be stored? Are
The
they,
the accordions again go from column to column on the exterior columns.
They'll close it up in between,
on the outside?
on the outside, so. at
So what are
night-
these lines that I'm looking at in here?
Which one?
That's just decoration on the wall.
This stuff here? No, I guess it's like shadow effects.
That's
It's
why,
really nothing.
I don't wanna guess, I wanna see.
That's why I wanted to
what-
know, how are they gonna enclose it? That was
what
my
the layout.
original question, is it's wide open. So when it's closed, you're gonna see like everything shows across. Not the most pleasing, but they close at 12, I'll be asleep.
Yeah, right.
So I won't really
I
see it.
understand, but I personally need a little bit more detail in order to make any type of further.
And my concern about the fabric awnings is, you know, wear and tear, and as they age, they start to look really bad, and, you know, not the nicest, most durable material for that, but I guess we cannot, I mean, that's something we have no control of.
Correct. As long as it's allowed by code, we can limit that.
Is this a public hearing, Mr. Bennett?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna open up the public hearing. The public hearing on this matter is now open. It is 7:55 PM.
And just for the record, we also notified 500 radius feet and advertised in the neighbor section of the Miami Herald.
Thank you. If there's any members from the public that wish to speak on this item, please approach the podium. Sure, go right ahead. Go right ahead, public
No, no,
hearing. You can,
Excuse me, sir. No,
name and address for the record?
No, excuse me. Please identify yourself and
Name and address for the record?
My name is Carlos Abreu. The address is 6480 Southwest 8th Street. I just want to show you the pictures like Juan was telling before, way back, so you have an idea how it was open before. So that's how it's going to be, basically, the openings are there.
the problem, sir, the problem is that anything that you show becomes public record.
Okay,
So if you show a telephone with a photograph, might be considered a public record.
it is. This is a public record.
I
This is
understand it, but
actually-
No, your phone.
not on your phone, see,
Oh,
the rest
okay.
of.
I just got the picture on my phone. There was nothing
No,
else on.
that's it.
Okay,
Well, you can show it to them and just send me the picture, and that way I will be able to print the picture.
okay.
Go ahead.
Then I
Yeah,
will
go,
do-
go ahead, and I'd like to see that. He's going to send it to the planning director?
That's correct.
So it will be part of
Okay.
the record?
Then can I come
And
in?
it's part of history, so that's nice to have. Go
Yeah,
right
it
ahead,
is, there is
sir.
a big difference. Okay.
Bring it over, bring it over. Show it to Ms. Rio first, if you don't mind. It was good, and then when you,
Yeah.
it's like, there you go. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He was here.
No way.
I'm here since 1967.
So basically, the openings are there already, so there's no from wall to wall, I mean, from column to column, there's nothing.
¿Dónde está la foto aquí? ¿Pero dónde la ponen la
Ah,
foto?
it's fine.
¿Eh?
¿Dónde ponen la foto aquí? Ah, dentro.
Yeah, that was concrete, that was concrete.
Porque estas paredes se quitan.
That's on Miami-Dade County, public record.
Estas estructuras se van a quitar, se abre completo.
All right.
Entonces va a
Thank
quedar
you.
abierto
Thank
como
you.
Palacio de los Jugos.
Oye, qué bueno.
Exacto.
Okay, does anybody from the public wish to speak on this matter?
Carlos,
Okay.
don't forget to send me the picture, please.
Okay, the public hearing is now closed. It is 7:58 PM. Any further comments, questions from the board?
I have a question. There's no, it says no music or loud conversation in the parking lot, and it also says, maintain all patrons inside the property with no outdoor loud music. So there's not gonna be any music bands or anything like that here.
Correct, there'll be no bands. Maybe any type of low music in the sense of a radio or something minor, nothing that protrudes or interferes with anything else. And that wouldn't even be an issue. I mean, you might have some small TV monitors from the previous store, like you described, some small videos going on. Just tropical environment with some music, but very low, not a club level or an annoyance level.
Okay,
Just for the record, I have the pictures. I'll print them tomorrow.
okay, thank you.
Is the signage subject of this public hearing?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
It's a similar size to what there is there now?
Actually, it'll be smaller because the sign that's there now has a mural behind it, which covers the whole sign.
And is it illuminated? Is just the letters illuminated?
No, the sign is actually non-illuminated. It's from the spotlights that are on the existing sign that will light up the sign.
Is the seating gonna go beyond the awning,
Beyond the what?
the roof, the, you know,
The awning?
the
No.
canopy?
No.
It's gonna be within the canopy?
Correct.
see, I find that there's so many unknowns that I am not comfortable approving or denying something like this. I really need to see detailed location of tables, chairs, these fruit stands, the music, if there's gonna be any music, where these awnings are gonna come from. Are they gonna come from the top, from the sides? Where are they gonna be stored? Are they removable? Are they not? What material are they? Also the signage, I wanna make sure that this is not illuminated. So there's a lot of details that are missing from these plans, that I don't, I would make a motion to bring this project again next month with further detail.
I second it.
Okay, on the motion, Eugenio Gonzalez?
Well, I second the motion.
What,
I
but
second it.
he seconded, so
No,
you
no,
vote
but I
yes?
I agree. We
You
should
agree,
have
so
one
that would be
information.
yes. That would be yes if you agree.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay. Gilberto Gonzalez,
Yes.
Diana Rio?
Yes.
I vote no, but
So this would be a motion to defer.
to
Yes.
defer,
Actually, a motion for,
For more information
more
as far as,
I need a motion for continuance to the time certain, which is what I'm trying to get here for you, because it's a public hearing, in order not to have to go out and do this all over again.
right.
I have a suggestion. Is there any way that we could probably have 3 business days to get it more elaborate?
Oh, don't worry, you'll have more than 3 business days.
I was just trying to make it as short as possible.
I understand,
and,
but
try to assist.
he's not scheduled to go before the city commission anyway till August 21st.
Okay.
So we could hear him again on the 23rd day of July, which will be the next scheduled meeting.
Very well.
So continuance is July 23rd at 7:30 PM.
So
Okay.
repeat the motion as a continuance?
Yes, please.
I'd like to make a motion to continue this case to the July 23rd meeting, pending more detailed floor plans detailing location of tables, chairs, fruit stands, where the kitchen, where the bathroom is, and also the signage. Is it going to be illuminated or not? That needs to be shown on the plans.
okay, you got it, Mr. Bena?
Another motion?
Oh, that was
Second.
the motion, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I second it.
Okay, on the motion, Eugenio Gonzalez?
Yes.
Gilberto Gonzalez?
Yes.
Diana Rio?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. If I may say something, I don't know if we can at this point, but the concept, I don't want to like, you know, like string them along, the applicant. Personally, I don't have a problem with the mini or the fruit stand, so hopefully that's not the issue, is
That is
it?
not, as far as I'm concerned, that is not the issue. The
Okay,
issue is
I wanted-
there's not enough detail to know, for me to know.
Okay.
And
I-
for staff to have something in plan in black and white that says, well, you're only allowed to have 4 chairs, or, you know, whatever, as an example. Or you're
Okay.
only supposed to put your fruit stands 10 feet from here to here, you know, or something to guide them, to guide us, and to guide staff later on when they're gonna send code compliance
Okay.
out there to.
Good. Good, so we can, hopefully, you understand what you need to do.
Certainly.
Put everything, show it in writing. Mr. Pena can work with you, any questions you have.
And just for clarification on my side, would you like would you like for me to deliver those plans at the hearing, or would you like them prior to the hearing?
My office first,
Very good.
as soon as you have them ready.
All right, very good.
Please stay in touch with
no.
Mr. Pena, since we are going to try to, definitely try to hear it on the 23rd, so that you can go to the proposed commission meeting in August.
Very good.
So hopefully it will not cause a big delay or anything like that.
Thank you very much
All
for your
right?
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Villa.
Yes.
Next case is agenda item number 3, property address 895 Southwest 67th Avenue, NAPSI LLC and Plus Fitness Club, Bike Lab by RJ. Applicant is requesting a sign permit for the installation of acrylic sign under the roof fascia and a painted sign on the front wall of the building. Your name and address for the record.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Renee Marin, and the address is 895 Southwest 62nd Avenue, second floor, West Miami, 33144.
Okay, you're the owner of the business.
The
Yes.
Business Plus Fitness Club, yes.
Plus, what you said?
Plus Fitness Club.
Oh, okay. I see you stay pretty busy. Every time I've driven by, I see,
Bueno,
working out.
actually, no, that's the other business is on the property. The another
That's another
level
level
fit.
fit, yeah.
Yes,
oh, really? Okay.
it's two business there.
She's actually on the second floor.
Okay. I see.
Oh, you're on the second,
Yes,
on the second floor, so your space is behind where it says another level.
exactly.
Okay.
The entry is to the side. I don't know if you can see the little entry next to the, yes.
The
Oh, so
staircase.
this is now all open. This is the stairs to go up there.
Exactly.
But this, what is here now?
Right now is that painting is right there in this moment.
This? plus
Yes.
the-
And I wanna, if I can say something first, I wanna apologize because I painted that wall before in black with some letters, and I have no idea. I have to ask for a permit first. So right now, I speak before with Mr. Martin and asking if I can make that solution without take off the P. It's like my icon, like the logo. So that's why I painting like that, and I asking if you can give me your approval.
Okay. And that is a wall, correct? That's a
Yeah.
Yes,
wall.
Yeah.
that's the wall of the staircase.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is already painted, Mr. Penna?
That's correct.
So it is, these are actual photos of.
Yes, what's not there actually is the top sign that you see, that's the acrylic that would be installed up there if you allow it.
Okay.
Which is the one that is
It was a
on
banner.
the bottom now, on the railing?
That was
and
a
it's
banner
moving up.
that was a banner that was removed.
That was a bad.
Oh, so it's not the same thing?
No,
Okay, so that was a banner and we got
Exactly.
rid of that, and then she wants the one up on top. Which
Exactly.
is what material?
acrylic.
This material.
It's acrylic. Is it illuminated?
No, it's not illuminated. Actually, they give me two options. They give me acrylic or aluminum to do the sign.
The sign to be mounted on top.
Exactly. Will be in vinyl, printing in vinyl, and then would put the vinyl right here.
So the letters would be glued on to that, basically?
Yes,
at
like
the
a
same-
sticker.
At the same, like a sticker? Okay.
Exactly.
As far as square footage, the recommendation included, total of the both signs plus the existing sign is 280 square feet of the 303 that's allowed on that building.
Come on, those are in inches, right?
I'm sorry?
These are in inches, right?
Yes.
Not in feet.
No.
I'm so sorry,
No,
yes,
no,
that
it's-
was my
It's
mistake.
okay. I was like looking at it, I was like,
Excuse me. Any further comments, motions?
How is that, I mean, my preference between the two, the acrylic or the aluminum, would be
Yes.
the aluminum. Because
Okay.
the acrylic would tend to, turn a different color, it fades. And the other one might be a more expensive one, but it'll last longer. How is that going to be attached to the wall or to the roof?
Actually would be to the top of the
fascia.
roof. Exactly.
To the exterior fascia of the building.
So it's hanging from there?
That's correct. It has to meet code, so the sign company has to submit the structural drawings for it.
Okay.
By the way, it's the same company that did it for another level 3 sign. It's the same company.
Okay.
Right, we typically don't, or I personally don't like, letters that are not three-dimensional letters attached to a backing or to a wall, but in this case, the building is so far back, or the stair, the access to it is so far back, and there's really no other way of locating that up on top. I do have a problem, however, with the lower portion of the signage. Whatever is painted on that wall, regardless if it's, if it has the logo or not, I think it's too busy for the area. There's cars and people and stuff in front of it anyway, so you wouldn't be able to, really perceive it from the street. You would be able to see the one up on top, the one that you're proposing, a little bit better than that one.
Actually, there's a view from across the street.
The last page.
Yeah. You see it a little bit from across the street, but once you have the one up on top, you'll be able to, I think.
Can I say something about that? For the experience that I have right now, the people, I think they not read. They just show off and try to see what is, if they always go to the first door, is under another level fit. The reason I painting like end up with a big P and the colors is because the people can understand it's a completely other business. Because even when it's just the sign and the top, they don't know how they can get in,
Right.
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 I know the P is really big, and I don't know, I make a mistake that, but I don't know if you can see the last photos I show today from the photos I taken from the cross of the street.
Yeah.
If you can see,
She has that.
even if you cannot see the sign here, you can see the P over here, because
Yeah.
this area is open. So at least you can see the P and the color. And that's something is identify our brand.
So the way that building is designed, it's just, by having, such lack of wall, it looks like the building is plastered with signage. It's like a, like a gift, and you wrapped it all over with the signage for the businesses. So.
It is a strange, well, not a
Yeah,
strange, unique
it's a unique-
situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like you
it's-
mentioned
it really
before,
is.
it's so further back and with the vehicles kind of partially blocking it. It's a new business owner trying to come to
Yeah.
our city.
Yeah.
And it's been painted already.
Mhm.
I think we should maybe, any comments or motion?
I make a motion to approve with the use of
Did
the
you open
aluminum,
public hearing?
Excuse
The
me?
aluminum?
the aluminum
the aluminum.
signage, yeah.
Perfect, perfect.
I second that.
Okay, on the motion, Eugenio Gonzalez.
Yes.
Gilberto Gonzalez.
Yes.
Diana Rio.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, once you have the company design how they're gonna attach it to the building, then you submit that for a permit for the actual placement. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
That was your last item in your agenda tonight.
Okay. Any further comments? Motion to dismiss? I don't think we need one. The City of West Miami Planning and Zoning Board meeting of July 11th, 2019 is now adjourned. It is 8:15 PM for the record.